We just got back from our month-long trip from the motherland, the Philippines.
With a 4-year-old.
It was kind of scary.
They carried him down an entire mountain.
Our son had set up a play date with her by...
There wasn't no play date. That was a date.
It was a
He came wearing his collar shirt, shorts, hair done.
It was amazing. But honestly, every single day I got comments about my skin. It honestly got really, really annoying. I would have lost my shit. We have a big surprise for y'all. Welcome back to Real Show, where we talk about shit that you don't want to hear but need to hear.
The #1 podcast for parents in fitness and nutrition and health, or soon to be.
Manifesting it.
Calling it now.
Manifesting.
But that's what we're doing here. So if you landed here, congratulations and thank you. But yeah, we just got back.
You can see from our beautiful tan, we just got back from our month-long trip from the motherland, the Philippines. My husband planned the whole thing for my birthday. You know, if he wanted to, he would.
We were there for a whole month.
Yeah, we were
with
there
a 4-year-old. So last time we went to the Philippines, 2018.
It was just the two of us.
Just the two of us. So we tried to take kind of the same route, but we found out it was a lot more challenges. It was a lot more opinions and expectations and those things. So in this video,
we're gonna talk about our, experience in the Philippines with a 4-year-old, the plane ride, and they actually have a lot of questions for you about the whole trip.
In this video, we're gonna talk about how we managed to stay on track with our health and fitness, how we managed having a 4-year-old on a vacation halfway across the planet. He was the only kid there the entire time.
Yeah.
And at the end
of this video, we have a big surprise for y'all that you wouldn't want to miss. It's something that you're gonna really, really get excited about.
Shifted the entire trip for us. So stay tuned to the end of this video for that surprise. But let's get into the questions. What were they?
Okay, so the most requested question is, what is you guys' itinerary? And I'm just like, I don't know. As my husband, he planned the whole entire trip where we stayed at, tours and everything.
We went back to the 2018 itinerary and looked at what we did back then. And the way I came up with that is I just was looking on YouTube for like best things to see in the Philippines. There's still a lot that we still want to go back and see. But the things that I like to do, like I'm not the type of person that goes on vacation
to just sit down
and likes to sit around on my ass or, nap or do whatever. I feel like I can do that here. I want to go there and experience all the differences that is over there. So
if you like adventures, if you like going around and doing stuff, watch this.
Yeah, so our first stop was to go to Cebu. Last time we took the cheaper route, but with everything in mind, with everyone that was going to be there, we knew we had our son who was 4. We also had my mom and her husband. We also had your grandma.
Yeah.
We also had your mom and
my auntie.
Your dad.
Yeah.
So we had a lot more people this time. So last time we went to Cebu, we flew straight there from Manila and took about a 5-hour van ride. And I was like, we're not going to do that this time. So this time we took the shortcut. We flew to Dumaguete, and then we took the ferry over, which ended up being awesome.
It was really awesome. Yeah.
So we went to Cebu, and in Cebu, there's a place called Oslab down at the bottom of it where you can swim with the whale sharks. That was a magical experience the first time we did it, but way better this time because we actually got to take the vest off and dive down. After that, we went to Kawasan Falls for canyoneering, which was also way better this time.
Oh my God, it was so amazing. Yeah. So the Kawasan canyoneering tour, so there was 10 of us and each one of us had our own tour guide.
Yeah, we all had our own personal guide. The last time we did that, we only did half of what we did this time on the Kawasan Falls. That was awesome. Tumalog Falls was closed. There was no water, so we didn't do that this time. But then we went from there back to Dumaguete and then took a ferry over to Siquijor. I love Siquijor. It's like one of my favorite.
Siquijor was very, very beautiful. So they want to know the pricing too. So that's like
Oh, I don't got all that.
Oh, okay.
What you think? I just know.
Oh, so we'll just create like.
Pricing changes all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's
what I can tell you is at the time when we got there, the U.S. dollar was we got 55.2 to every U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
Her sister got 57.
57.
So, and the tours were like maybe like 1,000 pesos, so under $10, or no, under $20.
Yeah,
per
under
tour.
$20 per tour.
And these were VIP that we did, so there was like. It was private. Like there was no one else there with us for every tour that we did.
Yeah, the more of you guys, the cheaper it's going to be.
Yeah. So we went from Cebu, then we went to Siquijor. Siquijor, we saw Cambuhay Falls.
Cambugahay Falls.
And we
then
went to
the beach. Salagdong Beach.
Which was awesome. Then we went from Siquijor back to Manila. Then we flew over to Palawan. We went to El Nido. And did all the tours on El Nido. I highly, highly recommend Tour A, Tour C, and Tour D. They were fire, and they were way better this time because there was a little secret spots.
And if you can afford the private tours, which is really not that bad if you go with a big group, do a private tour because the tour guides do a little sprinkle of something extra for you guys to see that none of the public tours really does.
So each of our private tours that we did in El Nido and Coron were about $300 US, but there was 6 of us there. Yeah. But the boat can fit up to 12, so you divide that however you need to. But I feel like even if we had to pay $300, it was worth it.
It was so worth it. It was so beautiful. Like I was like talking to somebody on Instagram because I got emotional a lot of the times where I would see how beautiful the Philippines was and I'm like hiding, trying like not to tear up in front of my family. And then there was a girl on Instagram and she literally took the words out of my mouth. She said that she gets so emotional, like looking at like videos and pictures of the Philippines, just like on how beautiful it is. Like words can't even describe how beautiful and magical the place was.
It's breathtaking, honestly. Like the videos and pictures, I feel like don't even do it justice.
Yes, it really does.
Because when you're there, like it's way more massive than it looks on video. But that's what we did in El Nido, and then we went to Coron. We took a ferry across.
Next time, we're just gonna go take a plane.
We didn't know that didn't exist the first time.
Yeah, all the plane tickets was booked because we booked our ferry late. So if you're trying to go from El Nido to Coron, make sure that you just do, especially when you're flying with a kid, just make things easier for you.
Yeah. It was still pretty empty, but significantly more people than the first time that we went. A lot more foreigners this time around. Yeah. But when we got to Coron, we got a special surprise. We're not going to give away the name because it was super, super private. But we'll definitely show you. It was this really, really dope cave that we went to.
It felt like a cathedral. Like you go inside. Honestly,
the tightest.
It was kind of scary going up the mountain because the rocks are very sharp, and then going down the cave. I was like getting anxious a little bit because it was like a really tight way going down there, and it's very steep. And my son and the tour guide was on, like they were leading the way.
That was a lot of trust involved, I feel like.
It was.
And Cabosum Falls, like they carried him.
The amount of trust that we had in the tour guides, I know. My dad was like shitting himself. He said, "I can't believe you had that much trust." But honestly, the tour guides were fucking amazing.
They carried him down an entire mountain, and then he carried him all the way down the cave and back up.
They were amazing. I'm telling you, like I trusted my son's life to our kuyas there. They were amazing. They made our trip so fun. They made the tours. I worried about the tours before because I didn't know how Lil was going to be, but Lil was so comfortable with the kuyas. They were just so amazing.
He felt more safe with them than me.
Yeah, he didn't even want to come with us. He felt more safe when the kuya was around, and I'm like, okay.
And then a couple of them taught us how to free dive and that stuff too.
Yes. we learned how to free dive.
Your boy went over 40 feet down, so that was fire. I've always wanted to do that, but never was able to. Remember the first time when the ship was there and I went down like 8 feet and had to come back up?
Yeah.
But this time, they taught us how to do that.
Yeah,
so.
that's one of the biggest questions I got on Instagram is how did you learn how to free dive? And coming from somebody that...
She couldn't even swim last time.
I was crying when I can't touch the water, when I can't touch the bottom floor, I start freaking the fuck out. Like, I am so scared of the ocean. I am so scared of touching just like some little grass on the water. And the fact that
you got down pretty deep.
Learned how to free dive during this trip was mind-blowing to me. At one point, there's times where I would sit on the boat after doing what we just did, and I'm just like in awe. I'm like, who the fuck do I think I am?
We still got clips of you crying with the whale sharks. And you was out there, no vest, like...
Yes,
going under
that was actually a really big accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
Like, I faced... One of my biggest fears is, swimming without a vest on. I've always been scared. I'm like, oh my God, what if I can't touch the floor? Like, how do I swim back up? And I remember swinging from the rope with no vest. I for the first time doing that, I had Khalil wait for me at the water. I'm like, please, like, I don't feel comfortable. Like, what if I sink and don't get back up? Can you just wait for me? And then when I did it for the first time, it was the cutest video because Khalil was so excited for me. He was like this. Waiting for me at the bottom. And I did it. And it felt so refreshing. It felt so good. And I did it multiple more times. And I just overcame a lot of things during that trip. I felt really, really adventurous. It felt so good.
For me, I feel like the whole trip was that was kind of like the underlying thing, in my opinion, because you faced your fears with that. My mom faced her fears with the rope swing. We got her on video saying she wasn't going to do it. She ended up doing it.
Her and her husband.
Can't swim, got in with the whale shark, froze up, but still got in.
My mom was having a fucking panic attack.
But she did it.
Yeah. She swam in the ocean and she was fine.
Swam behind the waterfall.
And her fear of the zip line.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And Lil's fear of the zip line.
Oh my God, Lil. Oh my God. That trip was, like you said, overcoming.
He was terrified of, first of all, he was terrified of going underwater and then eventually ended up trying to dive himself.
Yes.
He was terrified of going zip lining, was crying all the way until halfway down the zip line. Then
terrified of snorkeling.
And he did it.
Yeah.
And then I climbed that mountain. I would have never done that in the past.
Right.
And free diving.
Oh, and Lil was terrified of going down in that cave, and he still did it anyways, and he loved it.
Yep. So it was an awesome trip.
Highly recommend. If you haven't been to the motherland, please let this be your sign to go and visit. It's so beautiful. So the tour guides actually told me that it hasn't been the same there ever since COVID. It hasn't been as busy as before. And the thing is, like, in those places, that's their livelihood now is, for it to be like a tour, like a tourist place, but it's kind of slow for right now.
The
so
government stepped in too. I think we talked to a bunch of them about it, but I feel like the feeling I got from the tour guys was that they just want you to have the best time.
Yes,
possible.
They don't even care about the money. They love what they do, and I highly recommend you guys going and experiencing the Philippines.
Yeah, it was awesome. But one of the big questions we got from our clients, more so than anyone, was how the hell did we stay on track for this month? One of the biggest areas where people fall off in their fitness journey is when they do things like this. They go on trips, they travel, whether it's for work or it's for pleasure. And the assumption is when you go on a trip like this, you're just going to fall off track. And for us, that just was not the case at all. We still averaged 3 times a week lifting. I don't even know if you knew this, but we averaged over the whole trip 3 times a week of lifting I think there was only 1 week where we didn't hit the 3 times.
Right.
Every single city, every single stop we went to, we found a gym.
We found a gym. Guys, there's
So
Google.
easy. And these places didn't even have websites. There was I was getting taken to like Facebook pages. There was no phone number to call. We had to ask around, and we saw one driving by when we were in a van one time, and we just pulled up. But I say that to say, like, when you're on a trip, especially if you're traveling around the States, there's no excuse for you to not be able to find a gym. All the places we went, we just paid the drop-in fee, and that was what it was. It wasn't even expensive. It was less than $10.
And we spend like, 30, 45 minutes in the gym. We don't even spend like more than an hour in a gym. We just like get our lifts in and go, because this is just something that we just do.
Right. And I mean, obviously the benefit is we're trainers ourselves. I'm very familiar with programming, but the key areas where you want to focus on in these situations, especially if you're not sure of the type of equipment that you're going to have, is just hit the basics. Don't try and get fancy. You don't need to be doing a bunch of HIIT workouts. You don't need to be doing all these workouts that you're unfamiliar with. We just focused on compound movements. In our first place we stayed, all we had access to was dumbbells, and they had, the little bullshit machines that they have. So we just did goblet squats, we did overhead presses, we did the basics. So focus on the compound movements so you get the most bang for your buck, but also don't feel like you got to be in there for hours like maybe you would at home. I don't think you should be in there for hours anyway.
Yeah.
But go in there and just try and be efficient. Get in for 30, 40 minutes and then get out.
That's what a lot of people that goes on vacation feels and think like, because they're like, oh, I don't want to be I'm on vacation. I don't want to be wasting my time. No, but you'll feel so good.
100%.
Your body's going to feel so good when you just go in there. I'm not telling you to go in there like every day of your vacation. We literally went there 2 to 3 times.
But for us, I mean, we're at like a different level. Like for me, if I don't work out for an extended period of time, I start feeling like shit. I start feeling like I'm dry, like something's,
my body was aching.
Something's missing at that point. So for me, it's like our plan was, let's get our lift in and then let's do everything else that we had to do. And like we already told you, we did a ton of things on this trip. We did not have a single down day the entire trip. So, but we always were like, okay, well, if we're leaving at this time, let's get our lifts in at this time. But here's another piece that comes with that, especially if it's just you and your partner. We had other family out there.
That was the biggest hack.
Communicating is vital. Sometimes your parents weren't around before my mom had got there. So then we had to switch off going into the gym. She would take Lil, I would go and get my workout in. Then she would come in and get her workout in, or vice versa. Then we would meet up for breakfast.
Or there would be times where we would take our son to the gym and he would want to work out.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He got a couple workouts in with us too. But I say that to say, like, there's not really a big excuse for you to fall off for that extended period of time. If you're going on a super long trip, if you're going on a weekend trip, don't stress about it. But if you're going on like a month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like, you should still be able to get a workout in. And then when it came to nutrition, obviously we weren't in control of what was on the menu, right? There was a lot of different Filipino dishes that I was like, I don't know if I want that one. I'll take, I think I was like, I would take the beef tapa over
the pork one, because he doesn't really eat
I don't like
pork.
A lot of pork.
Yeah, so with our meals, I front loaded protein because what I've noticed in the Philippines is that me and Khalil, we eat like 3 big meals and then 2 snacks, or 3 big meals and then 1 snack. But in the Philippines, we don't really snack. So throughout the whole day, we would get 3 big meals. So what I did was I tried to get as much protein as I could, because I noticed the servings in the Philippines, the protein is very, very tiny.
Not just the servings, but just like options. Protein is scarce out there. Like you can't go to like a CVS or something and just pick up a protein shake or protein bar. Like all the snack options are all very, very, very carb heavy, but also the little food places to stop at, very, very high amounts of fried food out there.
Yeah, fried foods.
And you'll find places that will give you this little portion of meat, but unlimited rice. So very, very easy to go overboard
with carbs
out there. So, yeah, one of the things we focused on, like she said, was just focusing on getting the right amount of protein in. But because we're so familiar with what portion sizes should look like, it was easy for us to just eyeball what those meals should be. But we weren't stressing over it. We were still having dessert.
We were having desserts. I was having a mango shake every single day because there's nothing out there like the Philippine mango.
Facts.
Oh my God, it was so good.
And we're having like waffles and pancakes and all that kind of stuff
every day. It was amazing.
But here's the reason why we were able to do that though. So number one, we didn't miss on our workouts. Number two, which a lot of people don't consider when you're going on vacation, the way that I like to vacation, we are always
moving,
getting a ton of activity.
Yep.
Whether we're walking, we're swimming, we're kayaking, we're diving, we're hiking, like whatever it is, we know we're getting a ton of activity. So we can afford to eat like that. So if you're going on a vacation where you're just laying around, not getting workouts in, all those kind of things, you're going to have to be more focused on dialing that back a bit.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how we stayed on track with that.
Yeah, I actually I stayed lean. I even lost a pound. And
I think I lost 2 pounds, yeah.
We lived life. And I think that's like what it is working out and eating healthy. If you can't enjoy these other things in life, I believe so much in balance, like enjoying life and still working to be the healthier, better version of yourself. Like I just believe in that happy balance, not overly strict and then not like just eating like a piece of shit either.
Yeah, we were having cake and all that stuff. But here's another piece too, now that you mentioned it. One of the things that we notice when we're out there is the senior citizens in the Philippines.
Not even just the senior citizens. When you start hitting the age of 40, I saw that a lot of the people there, 40, starts at 40, they're having a hard time even walking up the stairs, walking up and down the stairs. And it was very fucking alarming. And I couldn't grasp it.
For me, it was the age 60, because in the Philippines, when you become a senior citizen, like you get the senior citizen card.
You get discounts on food.
Everyone treats you differently.
Yes.
Everyone, I think, was it like the blessing and all that? Yeah. So
I got that treatment.
All of that was different in the Philippines, but I say that to say, like, when you hit 60 in the Philippines, it almost felt like
just give up.
They just give up. Like it's, I'm on the back end of my life. One person in particular we were talking to, we told them like our plans. It was before my mom came and everything, but I knew my mom was coming. But she was 61, and she basically we told her we're going to El Nido. She's like, oh yeah, like senior citizens can't go there. Like
there's nothing for us to do over there.
Right. And she was saying like, yeah, like I don't know if my legs can take it. She wasn't sure about her memory and like her thought processes and stuff. But my mom is 61 now, 62, and I knew she was coming. My mom didn't miss a single thing.
She didn't miss a beat.
Every hike, cliff jumping, like all of it. She did all of it. Her and her husband did. And he's 64, going on 65.
And it's because they work out, they lift weights.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to do with my mom. I was really proud of my mom and my dad because they got back on their health and fitness journey and they were doing so freaking well. I was so proud of them.
But when you look at your parents compared to some of the other people that were the same age, it was
night and day.
Massive gap in how they look.
And this is what I'm stressing to our ladies, our clients, is that the stuff that you're doing now, you are doing for your future self. I want to be a strong version like your mom. I want to be there going on adventures with my grandkids. I'm not trying to be the grandma that's not doing nothing, just like sitting around, body aching and shit. I'm not trying to be that. I'm trying to go on hiking, cliff jumping, rope swinging. I'm trying to be that with my grandkids, not just my kid, with my grandkids. I'm trying to be that cool grandma.
I saw a post the other day that was like, you know, the heart attack you have in your 50s started when you were in your 20s. The diabetes that you have now in your 40s or your 50s started when you were 30, right? So all the things that we're doing now build up into this version of you that you're talking about. But it brings up another point too. Like, I can remember vividly, he still does it to this day. Lil, like, we started talking about this. He was hearing our conversation.
He has been, he did this last night. So he has been crying almost like every night, crying about...
It's when he's like super tired. Like, you know that tired where he's like drowsy, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. So he would our son would just cry and say, I don't want you guys to get old. This is why you guys have to work out. So he has been reminding us to get our workouts
and
in.
saying he wants to work out because he doesn't want to get old.
Yeah, he said, I don't want you to be like growing up and being a grandma. I want you to be alive for a really long time. And I'm like, well, we are going to get old, but we're not going to look and feel old. We're going to be strong still.
Yeah. But that, I mean, like, that little thing, like, just gives you so much more.
And if that doesn't motivate you to take care of your health, to work on you, then I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
I mean, well, the scarier part is, like, what if your kid doesn't know that that's a thing, right? And they grow up this way, like, just like when we grew up, like, we weren't thinking about that kind of stuff. But he has it now where it's like, I'm going to make sure, you know, as he gets older, he's going to make sure as he gets older, as we get older, that we take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think that was very, very important for him to see.
Yeah.
But I know you said that there was some questions on, you know, how he managed the trip and how we managed with him.
Yeah. So one of the biggest questions that I've gotten on Instagram is, how did we entertain our kid for the plane ride? That's just one of the questions. So we'll answer that first. So during the plane ride, we downloaded a bunch of movies. So,
first of all, he was flying first class.
Listen, we were in economy,
what was the thing you got?
But he was in first class. So I got this like blow up footrest. People were saying that you're not allowed to like use it on
One lady said that.
One lady actually did going back, but I just hit it and she didn't come back to like let me like make me put it away. But he was so comfortable with that thing. He was just sleeping like a boss. He didn't complain once. Honestly, we brought some toys. So bring your kids' favorite toys. Don't bring too much because
that was his luggage. He had a whole backpack.
Yeah, a whole backpack filled with toys.
Yeah. He picked up a lot of new toys while we were out.
Oh yeah, so don't bring too much toys because that was my mistake. I filled up the whole backpack with toys, so it was hard to fill it back more with new toys.
We got surprised that Toys R Us still existed in the Philippines.
So he just bought a bunch of toys for his cousins.
There, he was hyped.
Yeah. And then one of the biggest things that really helped us with entertaining him is our kid loves movies. So we downloaded his favorite movies from Netflix and Disney Plus. Like his favorite right now is Garfield. What else does he have? Like Teen Titans on Netflix. So all of his favorite shows, Godzilla, he loves Godzilla. So we downloaded a bunch of movies and a bunch of shows, and that's what kept him entertained the whole time.
Not the whole time, on our downtime. Literally, like, before we started doing shit in the morning and before bed.
No, I meant like during the plane.
Oh, on the plane.
During the plane.
Oh, okay.
It kept him entertained, and the only time that he won't use it is when it was like time to eat and time to sleep.
I think one of the big underrated benefits of taking your kid out there is there was a lack of Wi-Fi like the whole time.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to like be on the phone very much. He wasn't on his iPad very much. The only thing that he was able to do was his downloaded stuff.
Yeah.
When we got back home.
Oh, one of the most important things too is snacks. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't stress. Bring hella snacks
For the plane ride.
for the plane ride.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the Philippines, buy snacks for your kids. My kid was loving these banana chips. Oh my God, it was so good. He was obsessed with those banana chips.
Crushed over like 20 bags of those. What other questions do you have? How do we keep him entertained during the trip?
Like, how did he...
I think all the things that we did were just entertaining.
Yes, so
of themselves.
our kid, if he could stay in the pool for a whole day, he would. He loved being
He got in the
on
water
the pool
every day.
We were all swimming every single day, and then for the tours, he loved being on the boat. He just...
I think before that, so her grandma's 80th birthday was one of the big reasons why we went out there during that time. But he got to meet like a bunch of his Filipino cousins.
He thought everybody was his cousin.
A lot of times it was a language barrier, but they didn't care. Like they were just running around.
Oh,
and
wait, the
playing.
kids in the Philippines, they were good at speaking English. Though.
Some of the kids weren't. Towards the second, remember the girl that he met at he had a little.
Oh, so there was a girl.
He had a little fling.
He had a little girl. Oh, she was an older girl. She was 8 years old. But
My dog was on it though.
But he had set up a play date with her by
There wasn't no play date. That was a date.
It was a
He
breakfast.
came wearing his collar, shirt, shorts, hair done.
It was
6 a.m. at breakfast.
breakfast date. It was just the cutest thing.
They were playing games. He was telling her about his trip. He was trying to ask her like where she's from. They met at like a boat dock, and we ended up staying at the same resort.
And it was like our little man. He knows how to keep himself busy when he wants to.
Yeah.
Like he literally could just like play with rocks.
Yeah.
And keep himself busy.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't as bad as we anticipated.
No, it was honestly.
It just got bad towards the
end when he started missing his cousin.
He started singing songs about all the stuff that he missed.
I miss my cousins. I miss my garage. I miss my toys. I miss my house.
Yeah,
I miss LA.
Right,
I'm telling you,
bro.
He has like a whole song. I have a recording of it too.
Yeah, but I would say for the most part, either make sure you have a pool or make sure you have something to do on a daily basis. When I go on vacation, I have to have an itinerary because I have to know like what we're doing because I don't want to feel like I'm wasting any bit of that time.
Yes.
She took us back to where she was from. First of all, first night we stayed there. We stayed at her old crib.
Oh my God, our old house. So let me walk you through to one of the houses that we lived at in the Philippines. I'll show you guys. So this is the house that we lived in.
Man.
And a big chunk of my life in the Philippines was here. And we stayed there for one night, and holy fuck, my back! I got
your back. What?
I didn't even sleep.
Yeah, this was a box spring.
It was a box spring.
Like there was no type of nothing in there.
Oh my god, my back! I couldn't sleep.
It was a box spring. There was no AC.
There was AC.
There was a fan.
There was AC in our room.
Nah, bruh.
Babe, it was...
Well, let me put it to you like this. We landed at 6 p.m. Philippine time. We woke up at 12 a.m. We went to bed at 10 p.m. maybe.
Yeah, and then we got up trying to find Wi-Fi.
We just could not go back to sleep. It was, yeah. But when we went to where you were from.
Yeah, when we went to where I lived and grew up and my family saw me, I'm telling you, it was every single day I got comments about my skin.
Because leading up to this trip, we had made it a thing to go to the beach every Sunday. For like the whole summer. So
for the whole summer, we were at the beach, and I'm like, I just love my tan skin, my morena skin. So every single day, it honestly got really, really fucking annoying. Every day I got a comment like, what? Like they're looking at me with disgust, okay? They would be like, Lam, what happened to your skin? Bakit ang itim mo? They're saying like, why are you so dark? What did you do? And I was just like, what do you mean? Like, this is my skin. Like,
keep in mind, like in the Philippines, it's almost like every 5 minutes you're seeing an ad for bleaching your skin.
right.
All these different papaya
There's
soaps
even like
and-
a pill that you drink to make you white.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
And what was it like?
it's like a
It's called sunscreen, right?
SPF, like
It's a pill they're claiming is a sunscreen.
right, to like make yourself not get dark.
Oh.
But yeah, they were just making comments, and then my grandma's brother's wife, literally, I was holding her hand trying to walk her up the stage, and then first thing she said is like, "What happened to your skin? Like, what did you do? Why are you so dark?" And that's just what everyone was saying to me every single day, and there's like, that's not nice, like you should be whiter. And one lady even said, I caught this on camera, she said, you should be like white like your sister. And it just like brought me back to when I was growing up there. This is like the toxic side of like Filipino culture, Filipino families, is that they will break you the fuck down. They will keep comparing you. You will never feel like you're good enough there. And that's a big toxic trait that I had to unlearn, because years and years of my life, it was ingrained to me that I was just getting compared. I was just like not good enough. I was the ugly one. That was just like in my head. And growing up in the Philippines, I remember being so scared to go play under the sun because I was scared I was gonna get dark. And there was even a time that me and my siblings went to go swimming with our friends, and I remember getting so tanned, and I remember crying back home, using a whitening soap, scrubbing the shit out of my skin, trying to erase the darkness out because I was scared that I was gonna get in trouble, which I did got in trouble because I got dark from swimming. So it was just that. But now, knowing and loving myself, loving my own skin that I'm in, I didn't give a fuck. It was just annoying that I heard it from multiple people every single day. But you know what? That they didn't do, that I'm so glad that they didn't do, because if they did, I would have lost my shit. They never said anything bad about my kid or my husband.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, give it, like, like, I'll take it, whatever. You know what's funny? In the Philippines, your family can talk shit about you all they want, but then when you start like saying shit back to them, then you're the disrespectful one.
I think one of the craziest things I saw was like some of the women who were saying this were darker than you, and they were talking about how dark your skin is. So it's like,
I know, it's like, you calling yourself ugly?
it's just strange to see. But the other thing was like, we even noticed at one of the places we went, like nobody was swimming because the sun was out.
Nobody. And I asked the guard, I was like, the lifeguard, I'm like, Kuya, why is there nobody swimming? It's so hot out. And then he said that nobody was swimming because it's too sunny. It's too sunny.
Yeah, so they
and
come out when the
wants...
sun's going down.
Yeah, I noticed that with the pools too, the resorts that we stayed at, a lot of the people, only the foreigners are swimming when the sun is out, but the Filipinos come out when the sun is kind of like going away.
Yeah, that was a trip. It's also a trip to me that damn near every person that was talking shit about your skin had teeth that looked just like...
Khalil said cannot with him.
I mean, well, luckily, like, this whole time that all this stuff was going on, like for 10 days of my entire trip, nobody was speaking English. So it was literally just, if Lil wasn't around, I'm just sitting there just, I don't know who's saying what.
I was trying my best to translate, okay?
But as soon as she told me, I was like, she said what? But like the teeth were just like how are you fixing your mouth to talk about somebody else's skin when, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you got fucked up teeth.
But look at yourself. Like, why are you opening your mouth to do that? Like, nobody's saying anything about your teeth. But you want to put somebody else down for, and they did the same thing with your sister about
Oh my
her
God.
weight and stuff.
Her weight, and then somebody told my sister, "Oh, you look prettier before," and I'm like.
But that's one of the things that I noticed on the whole trip. Like once you started like translating, was like this passiveness.
These comments.
You guys were just like letting it go. It's like she said this and this. It's like, well, why did you let that slide?
I was just like, they're old. Like, I'm not.
But it got to a point towards the beginning where it's like, you don't have to argue, but you can question, like, why do you feel that way? And when you asked her, what did she say?
Who?
Who was it? Rose? The last one that asked you.
Oh, yeah.
Or she realized you were...
Oh, she realized I was recording the video. And then when she realized I was recording the video, she flipped what she was saying. She said, "Oh, you have beautiful skin." I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but in my opinion, it's like, why would you not just be like, well, what do you mean by that? Why are you saying that?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like, they'll say those comments and you guys kind of just...
The awkward laugh.
And it just keeps going for generations and generations and generations.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything.
I know.
But
I was telling Khalil though, I told my family, my mom and my dad, I'm like, listen, prepare to be fucking cussed the fuck out. I am done with hearing this shit. I said, if I hear any more of this, I'm gonna lose it.
it was for like 10 days straight.
I heard it every single day. And then they're like, when they would see me go out under the sun without an umbrella, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, she's not scared to get dark."
But the other crazy thing is like, that was only a thing in your neighborhood with the people that you know. Anywhere else we went, nobody said anything. There was a lot more people out in the sun. They were darker and it was different.
No, it's like the middle class. The middle poor class people.
Yeah, which blows my mind that was a trip to see. That was not a thing the first time we went.
Because I wasn't as tanned.
You went out and got darker for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, what's up?
They would have saw you by the end. It's like, yo, like what?
What the fuck are you doing? If you have made it to this point of this video, congratulations. You're in on a secret, okay? This is gonna be probably out before we announce it on Instagram. So if you're watching it right now, you're a G.
Yeah.
You're part of the fam. What's that? The thing that's going viral right now? We're in the club, we all fam. Did you see that?
I'm not a part of that.
No.
I will never be a part of whatever you just did.
In the club, we all fam.
What accent is that?
In the club, we all fam.
What accent
In
is
the club, we all
I know
fam.
what you're saying,
I know,
but who
it was
says
a video
club?
on TikTok.
Who says club?
In a club, we all fam. It's just a trend. It's a video. I just saw it.
Some trends shouldn't, I don't know.
But in the club, we all fam.
Anyway, so I think it's kind of yours to tell, but I think we've been very open about the struggles.
We've been open and honest about getting pregnant.
Yeah, we've been trying now it's been a year.
A year of hardships.
A year and 2 months.
And tears and almost dying.
Surgeries.
And just a lot of just like hardships.
Yeah.
And at one point I didn't want to fucking try anymore because it was like, I don't want to fucking die. But I was manifesting months before this Philippines trip. Mm-hmm. I was manifesting. I'm like, I'm going to get pregnant. I'm going to get pregnant in the Philippines. I'm like, every miscarriage, every time I got my period, I was like, oh, it's just not meant to happen this time because I'm going to get pregnant in the Philippines. And then I started like having diarrhea in the Philippines. TMI. And then I started throwing up. So I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I might be pregnant. And then I tested, and it was the first time I tested. it was negative. And I was like, and then after that, a couple of days after that, I got my period.
Yeah.
And I was like devastated for a little bit, but I was like trying to brush it off. I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And then I took my cup off, no blood, and then I tested again. And I was just shocked because there was a line, and I was like, oh my God. And
usually it's like the faintest.
The faintest
where I'm like,
line.
There ain't no line there.
Yeah, I'm like having to look with like
Yeah.
the flashlight and shit, trying to look a line, and then it started showing up. And then every day that I tested after that day, the line kept getting darker and darker and darker.
Yeah.
And that puts us to now. I am still on the early side, still not cleared.
Yeah, but this is the first time where it's been consecutively.
It's the darkest I've ever seen the line.
And there's like real symptoms this time.
Yes, he's so happy that I feel like absolutely shit
Yeah, I
right
have
now.
never been happier that you've been feeling shit. Like shit. When she's like, I feel like I gotta throw up, I'm like, yes.
Me
feel
too,
tired.
low-key.
Good.
Like, I feel like absolute shit. I feel like throwing up. I don't even know how I've been hiding it this whole time. Like, my stomach is just queasy. I was telling him, like, I just feel like throwing up every time.
Yeah. At this point, that's like the only thing that we have that's telling us that it's real.
Yeah, because I read on Flow on my app that, what did I send you? Need some good news. The hormones that are responsible for your nausea could also be necessary for a healthy pregnancy. And I have been testing still every day because, man, healthcare in America, it says I can't not get an appointment right now.
I think
like right away.
We can't really risk an ectopic either. So
yeah, so we're not in the clear yet. So hopefully when this video released that we're in the clear.
Well, if you're seeing this, then it's in the clear.
Yeah, then it's clear.
If not, we're definitely editing this shit out.
We're cutting this video off, but we're pregnant. I know it was like a long story to get there.
I think it's worth a long story to get there. It's been a long journey to get here.
Yeah.
We've had like how many miscarriages and...
I can't even count how many miscarriages we've had. And one of the biggest one was an ectopic pregnancy and a freaking cyst rupturing literally a couple of months ago. I was like, oh my God, is this another ectopic pregnancy? I'm about to lose my other fallopian tube. But thank God it was just a cyst that ruptured. It was still really painful.
You had an ultrasound appointment lined up for the cyst.
Yeah.
And now it turns out that it's going to be a different...
Yeah, it's going to be a different appointment. I'm hoping to hear a heartbeat, and I'm excited and nervous at the same time.
You're saying it's been a long time since you've been pregnant.
Yes, it's been a long time since I've been pregnant. Everything feels like newish to me. And I was just telling him earlier that I know we wanted this pregnancy for a really long fucking time, but I was like, is it normal to feel a little bit like, you know, of cold feet, feeling scared and anxious about what's gonna happen? Like, I'm not saying I'm trying to back out, and you know,
you ain't got no choice.
Like, I want, like, there's nothing that I would want more for this to go through full term, but there's just a lot of feelings deep inside me that I'm like, am I capable of this? I'm over here. I can't even keep my house together, getting overwhelmed with everything, and I'm like, am I capable to do this with 2 kids? And it's just been like a lot in my mind. Like, I'm very, very happy. I'm very grateful that I am, but it's just been like a lot of thoughts.
Well, the answer is yes, so you can eliminate those thoughts.
Oh yeah,
you did it the first time.
Yes, I did it the first time.
You just have to grow, just like anything else. But I mean, I've been ready for 2 kids for a very long time.
He wants 3.
I want 3.
But 2 is good.
As tough as it's been, you know, becoming a parent with Lil and watching him go through his stages, like, I feel like it's been a net positive.
Oh yeah.
And I think the growth that it has forced becoming a parent is only going to increase with a second. on the way, but
Yeah.
it's also going to force growth in him and becoming a
A
big,
brother. He has been wanting a sibling ever since he was 2, so I hope he's ready for this. Okay.
He'll be fine. I think he's going to be a great big brother.
He's so sweet. He's so loving and caring, especially when it comes to his little cousins. Like, he is just so good with them.
I like the thought of us having like a little tribe
Yeah.
instead of just the 3 of us, like 4 of us, 5 of us.
4.
5.
I don't know why
5
you
of us.
be saying 5, but 4.
I think it's going to be awesome.
It's-
I think you're going to rise to the occasion just how you always have. I feel like with pregnancy in general, we're going to approach it much differently this time. I think last time...
I learned so much. I learned so much about myself through pregnancy last time and motherhood. I just learned so much.
Well, just think
the whole
about like
journey.
the first time you got pregnant, we weren't around any pregnant people.
No, but now
Since then, like literally thousands of pregnant people where we've seen that journey like play out. So it's totally different. But then just even on the, like last time you didn't work out, now we're dialing back because you are high risk, but you're still going to continue to be active.
yeah.
You're still you're trying to eat right now, but
I'm trying.
you've been sick.
Yeah.
But there's an awareness now
Not
versus last
before.
time. And I think that same awareness is going to be there with parenting, because the first time when it was Lil, we had no fucking idea
Yeah, what we were
what
doing.
was what. But now it's like, oh, okay, well, I know this, I know that. Now how to change a
Yeah.
diaper. We have thoughts around what we want to do with
breastfeeding and all
bottle
that.
feeding, so I can actually help this time, and you're not
Yeah.
trying to do everything all by yourself.
That's one
And
thing.
you're actually going to sleep this time, and you're not going to be up trying to fold clothes, and you're actually going to take naps.
That's one thing that I've learned throughout this journey is to ask for help. I'm not gonna try and take it all at once. I am definitely going to ask for help.
I think it's going to require another level of communication, because there's going to be 2.
Yeah.
So there is no, hey, you take that and I'll just go do my thing. It's like, no, you take that and I'm going to take the other one.
Yeah.
Like at all times.
Oh my God. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So that's going to be awesome.
I know you're excited for us too. So, stay tuned to this how this whole journey will unfold for us.
So until next time, we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.